Hello, guys, and welcome to Timeless Messages. So, there is this question which was asked by a member of congregation here, Apostle TF Chiwenga. So, there is this common thing where kuti iwewe unenge uri mwana handiti uri uchiri kugara namai vako uri kugara nefamily yako uchiri mudiki, you are going to a certain church in that moment, hauna chavati wakuziva about shoko and something like that. Then wozokura wozofila kuti kuchechi kwandaenda uko hakusiriko ende zvinhu zvavanoita hazvisiri izvo. Wazoona maybe imwewo chechi chaiyo chaiyo yaunofila kuti they are actually preaching better than ukoko, and mubereki wako like amai vako vanenge vachiri kuenda kuthat same church, and you feel like you want to convert her kuti auye kuchechi uku, then obva aramba, and ivo vari kuti iwewo uri kufanira kuramba uchienda kuchechi same church yawaienda iyoyo namai vako. So how do you deal with those circumstances? And a lot of people I know kuti vari mumasituation akadaro or vakambopindana nawo or zvinokwanisa kuitika kwauri. So this is response Apostle TF Chiwenga.
A question. Greetings vana amai, makafara here. I am Prince Divine from Middlesbrough section Mpumalanga Assembly. Ndinoda kutenda nedzidziso dzatiri kuwana idzi. Mwari ngaakudzwe. Mubvunzo wangu wakamira wakadai. Takadzidza nyaya yesubmissive kuvabereki kubva day 1 kusvika pasermon yatadzidza masikati ano. Saka ndinoda kubatsirwa amai. Muziklaga mutenderwe zveChristmas. Ko vabereki vangu vakati vari kuda mari yeChristmas. Ndinovapa here. Vabereki vangu havatendi and havadi kuti ndiende kuJRM. Since tadzidziswa nyaya yesubmission kuvabereki, ndinoita sei zvavasingadi kuti ndinge ndichienda kuJRM? Thank you.
We have addressed these matters in the past 12 years. Maybe this question is coming because the person who is asking is new in GRA. But those who have been around, we have addressed it over and over again. So the answer is this. If you are still a minor child who is not yet independent, you need your parents' approval to come to church. If they don't want, then you have to convince them to do so. But if they refuse, your disobedience to your parents is not a sin that they can punish you. It is covered by Hebrews chapter 11. So there are certain things that allow certain rules to be broken because of the higher authority of God. For example, we are allowed to break the laws of our country, even though some scriptures require us to obey all laws, for example, Romans 13. If those laws are against the law of God, God is the higher authority that we answer to. If we have to choose between Mr. Mnangagwa's law and God's law, we will disobey Mr. Mnangagwa's law and face the consequences and identify with God's law.
Yes.
That is not straying from the scriptures. Let us read what is written in verse 23 of Hebrews 11.
By faith, Moses, when he was born, was hid 3 months of his parents because they were a proper child, and they were not afraid of the king's commandment.
Yes, by faith, the parents of Moses disobeyed the law of the country, and they did not care about the king's commandment because they wanted to honor God.
Yes.
Verse 27.
By faith, he forsook Egypt, not fearing the wrath of the king.
By faith, Moses skipped the border. Nekutenda Moses akajamba border. Did you know that? By faith, Moses skipped the border of Egypt and entered into Midian. And he said, Pharaoh ndezvake anorwara, not fearing the wrath of Pharaoh. Why did he do that?
For he endured as seeing him who is invisible.
Thank you. Now, the midwives of Hebrews, the Hebrew women, you might read Exodus chapter 1, verse number 15 up to verse number 22. We don't want to read it. They were required by Pharaoh to kill all the children of the Hebrew women upon delivering a boy child. According to the scriptures, they feared God and did not do what the king of Egypt had commanded them, and they had favor with God, according to verse 20. So when the laws of our parents go against the laws of God, because God is higher than our parents, we can dishonor our parents in the fear of God. However, we don't dishonor them with a lot of disrespect. We don't dishonor them with insults. We humble and humbly discuss it with them and make them understand that we are required to honor them. But because of our convictions towards God, we cannot attend a church, the same church with them, which we now believe that their message is errors. We don't use our faith as a weapon, as an opportunity to run away from our responsibility to honor our parents. We don't use these scriptures that I've shared with you as weapons to fight our parents with. We speak to them, try to make them understanding, though they might not understand. We do this in the fear of God. So that is the first component of my answer to this believer. Now, concerning something like the Father's blessing, or maybe the Christmas gift, what our parents call a Christmas gift are basically daily needs in their lives. If we were taking care of our parents, if they were taking care of themselves, they wouldn't be expecting you to buy them chickens on the 24th of December so that they might cook that chicken on the 25th. So some of these problems are poverty problems and not doctrinal problems. So my advice is that take care of your parents all the time if you can. You don't have to deal with titles. Your parents need protein, find them protein if you can. Your parents need energy from carbohydrates, find them those carbohydrates when you can. They won't have to hide behind a pagan holiday to demand meat from you. That is my answer to you. Let's go to the next question.
Okay, guys, so that is the video. Tell us what you think in the comment section. So I don't know if it's actually a simple decision or it's not a simple decision, but above all, it's actually a God above everything. I know with the Mama scriptures, there is a moment where they say you actually have to respect your parents, but when your parents are actually telling you to do the wrong thing, I don't think it's worth it to follow whatever he or she is saying. Kuti ita chakati, then wakufana kutedzera just because zvakanzi respect your parents and do whatever they say. So it's actually a very tricky situation, but in a way, in this like mapindu right one apostle, you actually have to find a way yekuti you unovaudza kuti zvavari kuudza kuti vaite hazvisiri izvo in actually a proper way, in a good way. I don't know kuti how good kuti unofanira kuvatsiura in a friendly manner, kwete zvekuzotanga kuvatuka or kuita kunge ivo vari kutadza stereke. But you actually have to find a good way yekukuvaconvince kuti zvauri kuita izvi ndizvo chaizvo, then zvavari kutaura hazvisiri izvo, because there is no way you could actually be told kuti hande tinoba ndozvikuita kuti tiita se tidye mumba, and then you actually listen just because it's your parent and zvakanzi teerera vabereki vako. So tell us what you think, and please don't forget to subscribe.